Hi, everybody. Welcome live on the Maroon Devils Network from Swain County High School here on a breezy, sunny, gorgeous May afternoon in the first round of the state 2A North Carolina High School Athletic Association playoffs. Coming in today, of course, our Devils are taking on the Bears, and they're from Charlotte, North Carolina. Bradford Prep, the varsity baseball team, and again, they're from down in Charlotte, making the drive up today. I understand, talking with some of the coaches, that had a little bus trouble, but they got here actually in good time despite that bus trouble, and they're ready to go here on the top of the first inning. And we'll talk more about the playoffs and the brackets as the game goes on. Coming into the game, Bradford Prep is 5-12 overall this season. They're 2-12 in the conference, but let me kind of clarify that. They're in a very tough 2A, 3A, 4A conference. The two best teams in their conference are outstanding 4A schools, Lincoln Charter and Lake Norman Charter. They're both 4A schools. And also, the third best team is Corvian, 10-4 record for Corvian, and they're on the 2A, so they're doing well in the playoffs as well. But we're ready to go, and it's going to be Bradford leading off. Pierce Horsley, the starting right fielder for the Bradford Bears. And the first pitch in, swing and a miss for a strike number one. On the mound for the Maroon Devils is Will Holden. We'll tell you more about Will's stats as we go along here on this afternoon. Big swing and a miss for strike two. You can see that Will is really throwing some stuff because the dust is popping out of that catcher's mitt every time. Ball high. It's going to be 1-2 now. Again to the leadoff batter, Pierce Horsley. He'll be followed by first baseman Jacob Harmon and catcher Noah Shorts for the Bears. There's a ground ball in play. It's going to be right up the middle, and that's going to be the first hit of the ball game. So a leadoff base hit now for the Bradford Prep Bears from Charlotte, North Carolina. Batting now is going to be Jacob Harmon, their first baseman. Harmon, outstanding hitter, hitting .357, and Horsley is a good hitter as well, down at first base now with a .364 average. On deck is Noah Shorts, hitting .357 as well. So they're good hitters, obviously, at the top of the lineup here for the Bears. Ooh, that pitch is going to be wild. It almost got the batter, Jacob Harmon. He did move just in time, we believe, and that's going to be a wild pitch now as Horsley cruises easily on into second base now with nobody out. Harmon, the first baseman, good hitter. 2 home runs on the year, 11 stolen bases, hitting .357. And there's a big swing and a miss for a strike. We'll tell you about the Maroon Devil defense. As we mentioned, Will Holden is on the mound behind the plate at catcher for the Maroon Devils here as we await the pitch coming in from Will. Pitch is going to be high again for a ball. It gets through again, and all of a sudden now, Bradford has a runner on third base on 2 wild pitches. So a runner at third, no out, and the number 2 hitter at the plate. Jones Robinson behind the plate at catcher today. Over at first base is going to be Trent Jones. At second base for the Maroon Devils is going to be Coleman Green. Your shortstop is Corey Stillwell. Over at third base is going to be Aaron Smiley. Pitch going to be low. Count runs full now, 3-2 with no out. In the outfield for the Maroon Devils, Drew Cody in center field, Noah Schuler in right field, and over in left field is going to be John Stevenson. Big swing and a miss, and that's going to be out number 1. And the first strikeout of the day for Will Holden and the Maroon Devils after a couple of wild pitches and a couple of easy bases swiped by the Bears. 1 down. Top of the first inning, batting now is Noah Shorts, the catcher for the Bears. Shorts having a great year, 1 home run, 15 hits on the year, hitting .357. And Noah is, again, just a good hitter. 7 doubles, 3 triples, has scored 14 runs for the sophomore. Well, big swing and a miss again. I tell you, he's bringing the heat. And there have been a lot of swings and misses by the Bradford Bears here. Count 1-1, 1 down, runner on third. No score in the game. Again, we're just underway, running later than scheduled due to the bus mechanical issue for the Bradford Bears team. So they had to get another bus, but they got here actually in pretty good shape. So we appreciate their hustle, if you will. There's a check swing, going to be right at second base for an easy out number 2. So Noah Shorts, just a check swing, but he popped it down to second base down there. And Coleman Green, easy grab for 2 out. So now Bradford running the risk of stranding a runner at third base that they had with nobody out. But here's another big bat, Tyler Kimbrough. Kimbrough, 13 RBIs on the season. 1 home run, a .473 on-base percentage. So Kimbrough, a junior, big strong kid, batting in the number 4 spot, the cleanup hitter, if you will, at third base for the Bears. Pitch in, call strike. So the count runs 0-2 now with 2 out. As the Maroon Devils, Will Holden trying to keep a 0 on the Bears side of the scoreboard. Pitch in, swing and a miss, that's strike 3. So the Bears leave 1 on base after going all the way to third with nobody out. And good pitching again from Will Holden to shut him down after giving up that first hit. We go to the bottom of the first. It's 0-0 with the Maroon Devils coming to bat after this. Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the first inning, 0-0. The Maroon Devils coming to bat here with Coleman Green, Jones Robinson, and Will Holden. Hitting 1-2-3, it's going to be Aaron Smiley in the cleanup spot as our Maroon Devils are going to try to get on the board first here. In the bottom of the first inning in this first round State 2A high school playoff game. There's a high pop-up. This one's going to drop in. Well, maybe not. Good play in center field. He dropped it, but I think he held it long enough to call it out. Let's see what the umpire says. Yeah, he agrees. I think the center fielder out there, and that is Jace Manerick, held it just long enough, and he started to transfer the ball from his glove to his hand, and that normally is going to be an out every time. And I think that was the right call, even though he did drop it when he tried to transfer it from his glove to his hand. 1 down as Coleman flies out to center field. Jones Robinson, the Maroon Devil catcher, batting. Will Holden, the pitcher, is going to be on deck. We'll tell you more about these guys and some of their stats as we go along here on this very breezy Monday afternoon. There's a shot that's going to be looking up into the sun. Shortstop going back, and he has it as well. So I'll pop up to the shortstop. And that's one thing that the Bears are going to have to adjust to. They're going to be looking up into that sun on the defensive side of the ball pretty much until the sun goes down. Now, our Maroon Devils are used to it. We practice here. We play here. But the Bears, maybe not. But so far, 2 balls up in the air, and they've pulled it down for 2 quick outs. Will Holden batting now. Nobody on, 2 out. There's a shot. That's a base hit right over shortstop. Going to be into shallow left field. And there's the first hit of the game for the Maroon Devils by Will Holden. And that's going to bring up a guy with a big bat. We're talking about Aaron Smiley. And just looking at some of Aaron's stats on the year, he leads the team in runs with 18, leads the team with RBIs with 16, leads the team with 4 doubles, and also with 7 stolen bases. Aaron Smiley, a big bat, hitting .375. And just having a good year. Some of our best averages, Noah Schuler hitting .409, Will Holden .324, Drew Cody .321, Evan Ball .350. And again, Aaron Smiley hitting .375, as now he's behind quickly 0-2. Jones hitting .344. As a team, our Maroon Devils very solid, hitting .307 as a team. A good offensive team. And I think we'll get the runs on the board. But right now, 2 down with an 0-2 count in the bottom of the first inning. Down at first base, Will Holden. He can run. Pitch going to miss outside. This team likes to run, no question about it, on the season. Will Holden has a couple of stolen bases. Will hitting .324 with 16 RBIs. As a matter of fact, he's tied with Aaron Smiley for the team lead with 16 RBIs. He also is the team leader with 3 home runs. And sliding in after a ball gets by the catcher is going to be Will Holden down at second base, now in scoring position with 2 out. Aaron Smiley now running the count 2-2. Oh, ball just missing outside. Aaron Smiley, good eye. Count goes full, 3-2. 2 out, payoff pitch coming with a runner at second. Will he break on the pitch? Will down at second base. Trying to get a little bit of lead. There he goes, Janice. Going to be ball 4. So the Maroon Devils now with 2 out, with runners at first and second. That is the first walk of the game by either pitcher, as Aaron gets on first base now, and that's going to bring up Landon Cochran, our DH, the number 5 hitter in the lineup for the Maroon Devils. Landon on the season hitting .188, has scored a couple of runs, 3 hits, 6 RBIs on the year for Landon. In the DH spot today, pitch in for a ball. Behind Landon is going to be Trent Jones, our first baseman. As we mentioned, Landon is the DH today for John Stevenson, who's playing defensively out in left field. Back in the box there, Landon. 1-0 the count now with 2 out. Pitch in. There's a well-hit ball into left field. It's going to be between left and left center. Going to be in for a base hit, rounding third and scoring easily and sliding into third base. Coming all the way around from first is going to be Aaron Smiley. And again, going all the way home is going to be Will Holden with the first run of the ball game. And that's coming off the bat of Landon Cochran with a base hit and the first RBI. And again, it's a 2-out rally. And now the Bears infield wants to get together and kind of settle down, if you will, after 2 quick outs. Now a base hit, a walk, and another base hit. And the Maroon Devils take a 1-0 lead with 2 out. And it's going to be Trent Jones batting now for the Maroon Devils. Trent Jones, Corey Stilwell going to be on deck. As we mentioned, Trent having a good season for the Maroon Devils with the bat. Trent hitting .344, has a big triple and 11 hits on the year, 10 RBIs, and he could get another one right here. Pitch outside for a ball. So the Maroon Devils, again, a 2-out rally with a 1-run lead and runners on the corners for first baseman Trent Jones. There's a high grounder to shortstop. He can't get a glove on it, and there's going to be an out at second base. Yep, just in time. The second baseman came over, backed up the shortstop, grabbed the ball, dove, and actually tagged second base bag with the baseball in his hand. Very close play, but it looked like the umpire made the right call. So Devils up 1-0. We've played one, and we'll be back in the top of the second after this timeout.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program, as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this Maroon machine running. Thank you.
Fans back live here at Swain County High School here on the top of the second inning. And now it's going to be the Bears from Bradford Prep coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina here on the first round of the State 2A playoffs. This is the Bears starting pitcher, Patrick Colburn. And he's leading off here. And that's a call strike from Maroon Devil pitcher Will Holden. Now with a quick 0-2 count. Will got his uniform dirty already. Of course, he was sliding there in the first inning with a stolen base as he got our first base hit of the game with his bat. And it's a 1-2 count now with no out. Maroon Devils up 1-0 here in the early going. And this game scheduled for 7. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strikeout number 3 for Will Holden. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Caden Nelms, for the Bradford Bears. Talking about the pitching efforts this year of Will Holden. Again, a 5.10 ERA on the season, pitching 23 innings, giving up 17 earned runs, and 30 strikeouts on the year for Will Holden. So he knows how to get it done. A veteran on the mound. Pitch in for a strike. Looking at the playoff situation, the winner of this game will be going to Hayesville this Friday. A swing and a miss and another pitch, another strike, if you will, 1-2. Hayesville is a team that is just on a mission. They have won 15 games in a row. You won't believe this. Hayesville lost their first 4 games of the season. They were 0-4, and now they are 15-4. And they are 14-0, did not lose a single conference game in the season. As, again, in conference play, they are 14-0. But, hey, if we can win, going to be playing there on Friday at Hayesville with Coach Joe Jack Sillers. Played some baseball at Western Carolina back in the day. His son is a very good player on that team. But that's down the road right now. As any coach will tell you, more dust out of the catcher's mitt. And the count runs full at 3-2 with 1 out. Nobody on. As any coach will tell you, 1 pitch, 1 inning, 1 game at a time. There's a ground ball right by first base, going to be in for a base hit. And the runner is going to be holding. He rounded first and is going to be holding at first base. And that's the second base hit of the day for the Bradford Bears. Brody Austin coming up now, the second baseman for the Bears, batting with one out and one on. So again, Caden Nils, the starting shortstop, with a base hit there. And Nelms, a true freshman. There are 6 freshmen on this team, a very young team, only 1 senior on the team for Bradford. Batting now is going to be Brody Austin, the second baseman. And looks like the ball gets by. It almost looked like it hit the batter, but I think it got a piece of his bat, so it's going to be a strike. And now, heading on back to first base is going to be Caden Nelms. Nelms took off and wound up easily at second, but he's going to have to go back on that foul tip. Brody Austin, a sophomore. Pickoff throw to first, but boy, I tell you, that's a pretty good pickoff move from Will Holden. Sneaky, as he had the shortstop Caden Nelms for the Bears diving back and just barely safe. Pitch in, going to be high. Another pickoff throw to first, this one. And he's diving back again. So the Maroon Devils catcher, Jones Robinson, not afraid to fire it down there as well. So our first baseman, Trent Jones, going to have to be on his toes down there with these two guys in pickoff mode. Pretty good lead at first base, though. Pitch in, going to be high, gets by, and there's going to be an easy romp on down to second base now for Caden Nelms for the Bears. With one out, 3-1 the count. Hanging in there is Brody Austin. On deck is going to be Jace Manerick, the starting center fielder, number 8 batter for the Bears. And then on deck behind him is going to be the bottom of the lineup and Caleb Grube, the left fielder. Pitch high for a ball. Of course, in Will Holden's defense, Brody Austin at the plate right now does not have a huge strike zone. I mean, this young man might be 5'4", and that's just a guess. 5'4", very short player with a small strike zone, obviously, but he runs the count full at 3-2 with one out. Runner on second. Maroon Devils up 1-0. Another good lead down at second base. Pitch in, going to be high, and that's going to be ball 4. So Austin on with a walk. And that is the first walk of the game given up by the Maroon Devils, Will Holden. Now runners at first and second with one out. And Jace Manerick, again, number 8 batter in the lineup, the center fielder for the Bears. Caleb Grube on deck. Then we go back to the top of the lineup. So now Maroon Devil coach out talking with the home plate umpire. And now, I'm sorry, the Bears coach, the head coach, and matter of fact, Wes Bolick, the head coach for the Bears. My bad, I just saw the all-white uniform, but Wes Bolick, super nice guy that I talked to before the game. He's assisted by Kenny Crump and Alan Shorts for Bradford Prep, a charter school out of Charlotte, 2A classification in North Carolina. Now the umpires are talking with Maroon Devil pitcher Will Holden about an issue that head coach Wes Bolick of the Bears brought up. Now the home plate umpire going to be talking with Maroon Devil head coach Jimmy Menteith, along with Coach Bolick out there. Of course, the Maroon Devils coached by Jimmy Menteith and Aaron Smiley. And I'm just guessing maybe something in his pickoff move, maybe something in his delivery. Is it bordering on a balk? We don't know. That's between pitcher Will Holden, the two coaches, and the umpires. Here we go. 2 on, 1 out. Number 8 batter, Jace Manerick at the plate for the Bears. Swing and a miss for a strike. Very dry field, of course. Rain supposedly going to be moving in the next day or two. And, man, do we ever need rain here in the mountains of western North Carolina? Fire still a threat, even though the fire ban was lifted. With this breeze, and it's still very dangerous, I've got to believe. Attempted bunt throw to third, going to be high and out. Wow. Close call at third base. And on that high pitch, the runners took off, and the throw from Maroon Devils catcher Jones Robinson was a little high, but pulling it in and applying the tag at third base is Aaron Smiley, and that's 2 out. And that gets the lead runner. That's a big play, a big defensive play now with Jace Manerick at bat. I'm not sure that Coach Wes Bolick real happy about that. There's a base hit up the middle. That's going to be scoring a run now for the Bears. Rounding third. Throw coming in, going to be cut off. And the Bears have tied it up at 1-1. So a base hit with 2 out. It seems like both teams have now kind of come alive with 2 outs. That is the third unofficial hit on the day for the Bears, and that's going to bring up Jace Manerick now, number 8. No, I'm sorry. That's going to bring up Caleb Grube, number 8. The last batter. Throw coming now to second on a steal attempt, and it's going to be, the ball gets through. So it looks like sliding in safely at second base. The Bears with a man on second now with 2 out. And again, at the plate batting is the number 9 hitter, Caleb Grube. I was looking at number 8, but that was the last batter, Manerick, who wore number 8, or was the number 8 batter, rather. And this is Grube, the jersey number 8, number 9 hitter on the lineup. Pitch going to go high, 1-1 now, 2 out. Tie ball game at 1-1, 2 out. Top of the lineup on deck for the Bears now, as they have been competitive here early. Coming to the plate again, pitch high from Will Holden. He's bringing the heat, but he's had some that have definitely moved high here in the early going, which I think sometimes happens a lot in pitching. Early in the game, I think pitchers sometimes have a tendency, a lot of adrenaline, and the pitches go high. I've seen it in softball. I've seen it in baseball. And we hope for the pitcher's sake, after an inning or two, they kind of settle down and wear off that adrenaline and find that strike zone. That pitch low gets by, and heading on down the third base now is going to be Jace Manerick. So runner on third, 2 out, full count. And the left fielder, Caleb Grube, hitting. Caleb has scored 9 runs, another freshman on this Bears lineup. Again, 6 freshmen. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be out 3, strike 3, and 1 left on base for the Bears. We've tied up at 1-1 with the Maroon Devils batting in the bottom of the second after this timeout. And here we go. Bottom of the second inning. We're tied at 1-1. The Devils and the Bears. The Bears around here in the mountains, I think the only ones kind of close by are the Pisgah Bears. But these Bears are from the Charlotte, North Carolina area, prep school down there. And again, a very young team, only one senior on the roster. I think, as I mentioned, 6 freshmen, very young team. Super nice head coach, Wes Bullock, very helpful. There's a swing and a miss. Leading off for the Maroon Devils here in the bottom of the second inning is going to be one of those seniors, shortstop Corey Stillwell. Leading off here. He's going to be followed by right fielder Noah Schuler, and in center field, Drew Cody. Good to see these guys, especially people like Corey and Drew, who were injured back in football season and really had to sit out a lot. And there's a swing and a miss for strike number 3. So Corey goes down for 1 out. That is the first strikeout of the day for the starting pitcher, Patrick Colburn, for the Bears of Bradford High School. Batting now is going to be Noah Schuler, the right fielder, and Drew Cody is going to be on deck. Noah on the season for the Maroon Devils here this year is really leading the team in batting average at .409. Has had a really good year, 4 stolen bases, scored 7 runs, 9 hits, 8 RBIs on the year. But again, a very good batting average. He's played in 8 games, hitting .409. 1 out, nobody on. A nice 70-degree May afternoon. Remember, the winner of this game moves on to play Hayesville. Hayesville getting a first-round bye in the playoffs. Pitch in for a call strike. And, of course, the loser of this game will pack up the balls and the bats until next season, as the season will come to an end. There's a foul ball off the bat of Noah over in the concession stand area for a strike 2. 2-2 the count, 1 out. Softball coming up this Friday. The Lady Devil softball team getting a first-round bye will be playing here, pardon me, at home on Friday against the winner of Elkin and Mountain Island Charter. Those 2 teams are playing each other today. The winner will come here Friday. Pitch high for a ball. And that's going to be Noah Schuler on base with our second walk. And if you're like me, some of this pollen and baseball field dust in the air can give your throat, your allergies a little trouble. Batting now, it's going to be Drew Cody. Good to see Drew again, as we mentioned, like Corey Stillwell, we were talking about earlier, battling through injuries this year and football season and into basketball. Pitch in for a ball, but Drew, and very athletic player, played all 3 sports. I know his football season ended with a tough injury, but just a good player, good all-around athlete, very good basketball player. Now starting in baseball, of course, our starting quarterback in football, throwing it to Corey Stillwell when he was playing without injury this year. A couple of good kids we're going to miss next year. A couple of really, really good seniors and good people. There's a wild pitch that goes high. So sailing on into second base easily is going to be Noah Schuler. Drew Cody on the season for the Maroon Devils. Good stats, hitting .321. 14 runs scored, 9 hits, 4 RBIs, and a big double on the year. And is our leading base stealer, 7 base steals, along with Aaron Smiley. They lead the team with 7 stolen bases apiece. Pitch in, call strike. 1 out. Got a man on second now, a 3-1 count. Drew back in the box here, facing Patrick Colburn, the Bears pitcher. Pitch high for a ball, and that's going to be ball 4. So that's 2 walks in a row now. And that brings up the top of the lineup, and that's not what a pitcher wants to see. Runners at first and second, 1 out in the top of the lineup with Coleman Green, who flied out to center field his first time up. And again, obviously, Coleman has had a very good season for the Maroon Devils, hitting 227, 9 runs, 5 hits, 4 RBIs on the year. has a double in his stat column. Now here comes the Bears infield wanting to talk it over a little bit, maybe to make sure the pitcher and catcher are on the same page as far as maybe signs and maybe keeping an eye out for the runner at second base with a potential steal, just to make sure they're all on the same page. Again, the Bears are a very young team, one senior. They have 4 juniors, a couple of 3 sophomores, but again, 6 freshmen. So young team, again, compared to the Maroon Devils with, I think, 5 or 6 seniors on this squad. Pitch outside for a ball. 2-0 the count now with 1 out. Coleman Green last time, again, flied out to center field. On deck is going to be Jones Robinson. Field is in good shape, even though the infield very dry, of course. Have to apply water to it just about every day. And it's still dusty even with that. 3-0 quickly now the count. So right now the Bears in danger of walking the bases loaded. And I've got to imagine Coleman Green maybe taking on a 3-0 count. Nope, he was not. He was not taken. He was swinging big time. 3-1 the count now with 1 out. Pitcher checking the Maroon Devil runners. There's a shot into left field. That's going to be close to the line. It's going to be a foul ball. Wow, that was well hit, about 2 hops all the way to the fence, and that's 325 feet away on the left field line. Out in center field, it runs, I think, 350 or so. Out in center field, 360 actually in center field. So it's you gotta hit the ball if you're gonna hit it out of the park here at the home of Maroon Devils baseball. Coleman Green now with a full count. There's a shot that's going to drop in, I believe, in left field, and it's going to be in just inside the line. Everybody is going to hold, and there's a base hit by Coleman Green to load the bases with only 1 out. And now it's going to bring up Jones Robinson. Jones, the Maroon Devil catcher, popped to shortstop last time. Jones on the season, a great year, hitting .351 with 12 runs scored. Leads the team with 13 hits, has 8 RBIs and a couple of doubles on the year. Will Holden is going to be on deck, the Maroon Devils pitcher. So now Maroon Devils again, bases loaded, 1 out. Jones getting into the box here. Here's the windup and the pitch. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. On over to second. Get that runner. On over to first. It's going to be too high. But the Maroon Devils score the run. And moving on up to third base now, we've got Drew Cody. And now second base open. So Jones Robinson hitting into a fielder's choice. A forced play back there at second base. 2 out now. But again, the Maroon Devils with a run in for a 2-1 lead, and Will Holden, the batter. Second base open, runners on the corners. And now the catcher, I think, still trying to get his signals together with his pitcher and maybe the shortstop and second baseman in case there's a throw down. As it looked like they were kind of picking up on what the catcher was saying back there behind the plate. And there's no throw down to second base. Sliding in easily is going to be Jones Robinson. Behind the plate, sophomore Noah Shorts kind of running the infield for the Bears. There's a swing and a miss. Going to be a quick 0-2 count now on Jones Robinson. No, check that. Will Holden at the plate. Will digs back in. Got a base hit his first time up. Oh, there's a swing and a miss, and that's going to leave 2 on base for the Maroon Devils here on a swing and a miss for strike number 3. So we go to the top of the third. We've played 2. It's Swain 2, Bradford 1. We'll be back. Fans, we've played two. It's a tight one, 2-1. Maroon Devils on top of the Bradford Prep Bears from Charlotte, North Carolina here on the first round of the state 2A playoffs. At the plate for the Bears is going to be number 7, the leadoff man, Pierce Horsley, who led off with a base hit his first time up to get the Bears on the board early with their first run in the very first inning. The Bears on the season 2-12 in conference play. They are 5-12 overall. They're part of a 2A, 3A, 4A conference. The Catawba Shores Conference is what it's called. There's a shot into center field. Oh, it's going to be off the glove. And chasing it down. And now with a throw into the infield. Tough break out there in the Maroon Devils outfield, out in center field for Drew Cody. He was coming in, and that ball just kind of hit off his glove and got by. So it's going to be Pierce Horsley on first base now with nobody out on the top of the third inning. And again, a very tight game at 2-1 Swain. Batting now is going to be Jacob Harmon, struck out last time. Very high, very playable fly ball into mid center field. Drew, easy toss back into the shortstop, and that's kind of an old pitcher catcher combo. Drew Cody, the quarterback in center field, throwing it to his wide receiver, now shortstop Corey Stillwell. Sorry, I had to get that football connection in there. Drew to Corey. Now it comes back in baseball. That is just too cool. One down. Batting now is going to be Noah Shorts. After Harmon flied out to center field, Noah popped out to second base. Last time up, his first time up, he just kind of had a check swing, and it just resulted in a soft pop-up over to second base. Check swing again, and this is going to be, looks like a ball. 1-1 with one out. Got a man on for the Bears, the tying run at second base. Corey Stillwell trying to hold him down at second. Now gets back in spot defensively, now sneaks over behind him again. Pitch high inside for a ball. We're on the top of the third inning. Winner of this game goes to Hayesville Friday. Our Maroon Devils, of course, familiar with Hayesville. We've played him twice this year. And Widlip, there's an off-speed pitch in for a ball from Will Holden. 3-1. Widlip to be the team that's going to be going to Hayesville on Friday, but got to finish up the business at hand. One pitch, one inning, one game at a time. Pitch inside, that's going to be ball 4. So now looks like the Bears, they were thinking about bringing in a pinch runner, I think, but no, they decide. Yeah, good call. Joe Holt, of course, as always, our producer and director. The batter threw that bat way up in the air, even though it was over toward his own dugout. That's a no-no, and I think the umpire reminded him that's not the thing to do. Pitch in for a strike now. And this is going to be Tyler Kimbrough, who struck out last time. So runners at first and second, one out. Pitch high for a ball to Kimbrough, the starting third baseman. But a nice day for baseball here. Another pitch high for a ball. It's going to run at 2-1 now with one out. But the Smoky Mountain Conference was a battle this year. With Hayesville always tough. Andrews kind of the surprise team, I think, in baseball this year. They were tough. Murphy, Swain. Pitch in. That runs 3-1 now with only one out. Runners at first and second. Digging back in. This is the cleanup man, Tyler Kimbrough, for the Bears. And there's a shot that's going to be into right center field. This one is going to get by, going all the way to the fence. One run is in. 2 runs are in. And winding up at second with a stand-up double and 2 RBIs is Tyler Kimbrough. 2 RBI double for Kimbrough, and now the Bears have a 3-2 lead here in the top of the third inning. A big, timely hit just right in the gap between right and center field that went all the way to the fence out there, about probably 340 to that fence. And that's going to bring up the number 5 hitter, Patrick Colburn, who struck out last time. Now our pitcher-catcher having a little chat, Jones Robinson and Will Holden. And now Maroon Devil head coach Jimmy Mateeth coming out, and we're going to have a pitching change. So coming on, Will Holden is going to move on over to third base, and moving from third onto the mound is going to be Aaron Smiley, which is something that the Maroon Devils have seen this year. Smiley on the season, 21 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, only 8 walks on the year, and a very good 2.26 ERA. While he's warming up, fans, will take a break, and we'll be back after this timeout. Fans, welcome back again. Going to the bullpen, if you will. Coming in to pitch for the Maroon Devils is going to be Aaron Smiley. Will moves over to third base in Aaron's spot defensively. And at the plate now for the Bears of Bradford, number 11, Patrick Colburn, their starting pitcher. And the number 5 hitter in the Bears lineup, Caden Nelms, number 6 batter, shortstop on deck for the Bears. And again, they've scored 2 big runs here in this inning. There's a high pop-up. That's trouble, and great effort over there. I mean, really getting after it over there at first base was Trent Jones, but it's over the fence. But, man, he really took off on a dead run and did his best to get there, but over that right field fence on the Bears dugout side of the field. Back in the box is going to be Patrick Colburn. Smiley with the pitch right back to him. He's going to get the runner at first base for the easy out, holding the runner with that delayed throw as the runner holds that second base. 2 out now. So that was just a good defensive play, no doubt. And batting now is going to be Caden Nelms, the shortstop who got a base hit last time. Nelms on the season, good athlete, and has pitched a lot for the Bears. But is that shortstop today? There's a pop foul going to be out of play behind home plate. 2 out, still a runner at second and a 3-2. Bears lead over the Maroon Devils here. Top 3. A lot of baseball to play. We saw the Lady Devils practicing nearby earlier. There's a high pop-up. This is potentially playable. Over in the third base side, and that's going to be an out. Good play over here. Tracking it down was Will Holden as the Bears leave 1 on base, and Holden gets the big pop foul for out 3. We got to the bottom of the third. Maroon Devils down by 1, 3-2. We'll be back. Fans, welcome back. We go to the bottom of the third as the Maroon Devils will have some good sticks at the plate as always. And it's going to be Aaron Smiley, Landon Cochran, and Trent Jones, I believe, batting in the bottom of the third inning. Number 4, 5, and 6 batters for the guys in white with maroon numbers. The Bears in the field on defense with blue jerseys and white pants and blue helmets, or blue hats rather. Of course, batting helmets for the Maroon Devils are solid white today. Their hats in the field are maroon, as we can see with Coach Monteith over here on the box at third base. There's a high pop-up. This one's going to be over on the softball field. They better beware, because I tell you what, you know, softballs are hard, baseballs are harder when they hit you. And they hurt either way. And we were on senior night, Joe, I know you remember, we actually had a softball come over and hit one of the baseball players in the shoulder. So as these fields are back-to-back, and there's a called third strike. Aaron Smiley not happy about that, I'm sure. As it's going to bring up Landon Cochran now, your DH, hitting in the place of left fielder John Stevenson. John, another one of those seniors that we talked about on senior day. It was last week. It seems longer, but we had senior night. There's a swing and a miss for the boys baseball and girls softball all together, and it's always such an honor to be part of their senior night. Pitch in the dirt now to Landon. Trent Jones on deck. 1 out, 1-1 the count, nobody on. And the Maroon Devils trying to get the bats rolling. As we mentioned, Maroon Devils a good hitting team coming in, hitting .307 as a team, while the Bears are hitting only .227 as a team. Their ERA, for example, for the Bears, 10.08. So, but they're holding their own here today. Call strike. 2-2 now the count. The Maroon Devils ERA as a pitching staff, 4.92, less than half of that 10-run ERA. There's a check swing. I think he's going to call it a strike. And it runs 2-2 with 1 out. No, 3-2. 3-2 now. Full count, 1 out, nobody on. So, but again, that goes to show you, as broadcasters, sometimes we get caught up so much in statistics. And statistics don't play the game. Now getting on is going to be Landon Cochran there with a big walk. Trent Jones batting now, granted into a fielder's choice his first time. Corey Stillwell is going to be on deck. So big Landon off the bag at first base. There's a high shot. It's going to hang up in the air. Could be trouble. Center fielder coming on, making a good play. So Landon's going to have to scuttle back over to first base now with 2 out. On the first pitch, Trent flies out to center field. Almost in the gap, but it held up too long on him. And it's going to bring up Corey Stillwell, our starting shortstop today. Another senior struck out his first time. On the season, Corey hitting .273. Scoring 5 runs, 3 hits, 5 RBIs on the year with 3 stolen bases. One thing about Corey, we know he can run. Very athletic. Wide receiver and defensive back in football. And last year, I know he played outfield some for the Maroon Devils. Today, he's playing shortstop. Shows you his athleticism if you can play those positions. 2-0 the count now with 2 out, man on. Tying run at first base. Pitch in, going to be getting through and heading on down to second base now with no throw is going to be Landon. So getting himself in the scoring position with Trent Jones at the plate. No, I'm sorry, Corey Stillwell at the plate. Noah on deck. But the starting pitcher, Patrick Colburn, hanging in there, pitching a pretty good ball game so far. Giving up 2 runs to the Maroon Devils. Pitch in. Called a strike on a 3-1 count with 2 out. Colburn checks Landon at second base, comes to the plate, and that's going to be ball 4. So Corey is on base now. Runners at first and second. And Noah Schuler batting. Noah got on with a walk last time. And Noah has had a really good year hitting the ball, hitting .409 with 8 RBIs on the season, 4 stolen bases. So now let's see what we can do with 2 out. Pitch for a ball. Coleman kind of got into this jam a little bit an inning ago when he walked a couple of guys back to back. And let's see if he can pitch himself out of the jam now with a 1-0 count, 2 out. So 1-1 the count now. Strike 1. As we mentioned, the Lady Devil softball team is going to be playing right here on Friday against the winner of the Mountain Island Charter Elkins game that's going on tonight. Ground ball on over to first base for the out, and the Maroon Devils will leave one stranded, and that's out number 3. We've played 3. It's Bradford 3, Swain 2. More baseball coming up. Fans, welcome back. It's been a fast 3 innings, and right now it's a 3-2 Bradford lead here in the first round of the State 2A playoffs over our Maroon Devils 3-2. Top of the 4th inning, leading off here for the Bears is going to be number 3, their second baseman, number 7 hitter on the lineup, Brody Austin, who got on with a walk last time. Swing and a miss. And again, coming on to pitch last inning, Aaron Smiley. With a 1-1 count now, nobody on, no out, with some clouds starting to kind of show up as Joe Holton and I were talking. There's a big swing and a miss, 1-2 the count now. Rain supposedly moving in at some point to western North Carolina, and boy, do we need it. Well, the whole state does. But here on the mountains with so many beautiful, just beautiful mountains, there's a foul ball out of play. We have dealt with fires in just about every mountain county over the last 12 months, and we just don't want to see any more of our precious property burned, whether it be pitch high for a ball, whether it be private property or state or federal property. It's all just the most beautiful place in the world. Of course, we're prejudiced. Pitch in, call, 3rd strike. Caught looking there was Brody Austin, so he is going to be out on strike 3. Jace Manerick now batting, got a base hit last time. He's the number 8 batter in the Bears lineup with a 3-2 lead for the Bears. We're in the top of the 4th inning. It's been a low-scoring game. Pitch high for a ball. I honestly thought we might see more offense, and I think the Maroon Devils are very capable of that offensive output. And now it's quick 2-0 count. So we'll see if our Maroon Devil bats come alive here in the second half of the scheduled 7-inning contest. Pitch in for a strike. Aaron Smiley, of course. Also playing under his dad as Jimmy Monteith's assistant coach. Pitch for a ball. 1 out, 3-1 the count. Nobody on for the Bears from Charlotte, North Carolina. Pitch gets by for nobody on though. No damage done. Count runs.
No, they were on hold. The umpire was holding his hand out.
Oh, so that pitch did not count. He was holding the pitch, so that one doesn't count either way. 3-1 the count now with 1 out. So now the umpire starting now. Now he says go. As the batter is back in the box. Ground ball, easy chopper back to Aaron Smiley on over to first base for an easy number 1 over there to Trent Jones. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th inning, which will bring up the number 9 batter, and that is Caleb Grube, who struck out last time. But again, the winner of this game will be playing Friday at Hayesville. No matter who wins here today, Hayesville being a higher seed will have that home field advantage. Hayesville, a number 3 seed. Our Maroon Devils, of course, as you know, a number 14 seed. Bradford Prep, a number 19 seed here in the 2A bracket, in the West bracket. Off-speed pitch missing for a ball. 1-1 the count now. But again, our Lady Devil softball team are waiting to see who they're going to be playing, either Elkin or Mountain Island Charter. Those 2 teams are playing today. Pitch in, going to be 2-1. I've got to say, I'm pulling for Mountain Island Charter, and here's why. I have nothing against either school, but the mascot for Elkin is the Bucking Elks, and that's just very, very difficult to say. So I'm hoping Elkin does not come down here on Friday. So just from selfish reasons, but Mountain Island is a higher seed, so that could be the case. High ground chopper on over to second, on over to first, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. And the Maroon Devils will come to bat, bottom of the 4th inning, down 3-2. We'll be back after this timeout.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program, as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this Maroon machine running. Thank you.
Welcome back to the first round of the State 2A high school playoffs here in North Carolina. Maroon Devils hosting Bradford Preparatory out of Charlotte, North Carolina here on the first round. At home here at Maroon Devil Stadium, if you will, next door to the home of the Lady Devils in softball, right behind our high school building. Leading off for the Maroon Devils here is going to be Drew Cody. He starts to put a bunt down. It's going to be fouled off for no play. Drew walked last time. Drew, of course, good wheels. If he gets on base, he can really scoot. Coleman Green, top of the lineup, is going to be on deck, followed by Jones Robinson. Bottom of the fourth inning. We're halfway gone, so to speak, in the scheduled 7-inning game. Pitch in the dirt. Blocked well behind the plate by catcher Noah Shorts for Bradford. As now the sun is kind of being hidden by the clouds as that hint of rain is starting to show up here. There's a shot right over second base. Great base hit. Great base hit by Drew Cody on at first base to lead the Maroon Devils here. And that's the way to lead off an inning, with a base hit. Maroon Devils only 2 runs on the board right now. Down by 1, and now it's going to bring up top of the lineup Coleman Green, 1 for 2 on the day. Jones Robinson to follow. Last time up, Coleman got on with a base hit. Coleman, our starting second baseman today. Pitch in, swing and a miss, facing pitcher Patrick Colburn, who has gone the distance so far and has pitched a pretty solid game for the Bradford Bears. So far, 4 hits unofficially, and again, my stats unofficial. 4 unofficial hits for the Maroon Devils. Let's see if we can improve on that here. Coleman Green has one of those hits. Just missing outside for a ball now, 2-1. No out. Well, my bad. That scoreboard says 1-1. Coleman digs in. Swing and a miss, heading on down to second base, and in safely is going to be Drew Cody. He starts to break for third, but the ball stopped in that grass. So wisely, Drew holds up at second base with a stolen base. And again, Drew is a good runner. The guy has good wheels on the season. One of our team leaders, 7 stolen bases along with Aaron Smiley. Right behind him, Coleman Green with 6 stolen bases. 1-2 the count now. No out. Drew Cody down at second. Coleman Green in the batter's box. Pitch high. Jones on deck, and Will Holden to follow, we hope, to add to the Maroon Devils scoreboard. I really like that fence screen, if you will, Maroon Devils baseball that covers the outfield. Here's a sharp ground ball to the shortstop. Starts to go to third. They hang up Drew Cody. Drew Cody now hung up between second and third base, and he's going to be caught. And that's going to be the out. Is now down at first base is going to be Coleman Green. So Drew broke and is, pardon me, a pretty good play over there by the shortstop to cause that rundown between second and third. So again, Coleman Green on with a fielder's choice over at first base. Now Jones Robinson got on with a fielder's choice last time. Maroon Devil catcher now with 1 out. Still got a man on. Pitch in outside for a ball. Also a good runner at first base, Coleman Green. Coleman not afraid to take off with any kind of a wild pitch or pass ball. So now Coleman digging in, or check that, Jones Robinson digging in after Coleman hit that grounder to the infield. Little breeze still blowing around here. Not really a whole lot to affect a long fly ball, for example, but just a little breeze kind of easing around the baseball diamond. So now, quick 2-1 count, 1 out. Maroon Devils still down by 1, 3-2. Our score here on the bottom of the fourth with number 4 at the plate, Jones Robinson. Oh, big swing and a miss. Coleman started to take off, but held up. So now the count runs 2-2. Will Holden on deck. So this game is, the way it's looking right now, going to go right down to the final inning. Who knows? There's a high chopper, and that's going to be foul. Just outside third base. It was fair for a couple of hops, and then goes foul right between the Bears third baseman and Maroon Devil head coach Jimmy Monteith over in the box at third base. 2-2 the count, 1 out. But again, our Lady Devils at home Friday against the winner of Mountain Island Charter and Elkin. There's a high pop-up. It's going to be in play, but the second baseman camps under it for an easy out, number 2. We were talking about Elkin off the camera just a moment ago. We had a big rivalry with Elkin back in the early 2000s, I want to say, somewhere in that neighborhood. In football, we went up to their place one year in the playoffs. They squeaked out a win over us up there in the nasty weather, but they came down here the next year, and we got opened a big can and got some revenge on the bucking Elks of Elkin in football. They were a power at one time, as were our Maroon Devils, and that team with so many good players on it that won that 2004 state championship undefeated. Good bunch of players. We could go on and on about all those. Batting now, we're talking baseball, is going to be Will Holden. In 2 at-bats, a base hit and a strikeout for the number 3 hitter for the Maroon Devils now. 2-0 count, 2 out. Runner at first. Just inside, 3-0 count. On deck is going to be Aaron Smiley. So some big bats here for the Maroon Devils. Pitch high, that's going to be ball 4. No, not even close on that one. So Will trots on down to first base. So now Maroon Devils with runners at first and second, 2 out. Most of our damage today has been done with 2 outs, and Aaron Smiley could do just that. And he's got the bat to do it. Aaron Smiley on the year has had a really, really good year, hitting .375 with 4 doubles, a couple of home runs, 16 RBIs, along with Will Holden to lead the team in that department, and 18 runs scored. So Aaron Smiley, an offensive threat every time he's at the plate. And now he could really add to those RBI totals. Pitch low for a ball. Quick 2-0 the count. Obviously, talking to their head coach, a super guy, Wes Bolick. They're aware of the batting talent of one Aaron Smiley, so I'm sure pitcher Patrick Colburn careful what he serves up to the Maroon Devil hitter, who is now ahead in the count 3-0 with 2 out. A walk here would load the bases and bring up Landon Cochran. Colburn, the windup, and the pitch fouled away this time by Aaron behind the plate. I was talking to our athletic director guys, talking about Scotty McMahon and Jeff Marr over in the concession stand. There's a shot up the middle. It's going to be in for a base hit. Rounding third. Here comes a throw home. It's going to be close at the plate, but sliding in safely. Outstanding running by Coleman Green. Good play in center field out there and a good throw. Just a little bit ahead was Coleman Green to score that tying run at 3-3, and a big RBI single for Aaron Smiley, who now has 2 of our 3 RBIs on the day. He had one of our earlier RBIs. So a big single for Aaron, and now there's an infield meeting over there for the Bradford Bears. And that's going to bring up Landon Cochran now with a 3-3 tie and 2 out. And the Maroon Devils still with 2 base runners. Trotting on back over to second base is going to be Will Holden. And Aaron Smiley is at first. And they can both run. Aaron Smiley, one of our outstanding offensive and defensive linemen on the football team from this past season. So So many guys play a lot of sports, and that's really good to see. Here we go. Landon Cochran walked last time. First pitch in for a ball. 2-0, or 1-0 with 2 out. But again, the cloud's really starting to move in now, and that's good news for all of us who want to see some rain. There's a shot going to be up the middle again. That's going to be a base hit. Going to score a run. Rounding third, and this time holding. And again, that's a good call because this center fielder had a perfect throw into home plate. And Coach Jimmy Menteith, I think, made the right call holding Will Holden at third because the center fielder had the throw on one hop right to the catcher. That might have been an out if Will Holden had tried to score. Now the bases are loaded. And now there's going to be a meeting and a timeout called, and we'll take a break as well. Fans, we're tied at 3-3. We'll be back after this. Fans, back to live action. A quick mound visit by head coach Wes Bolick just to try to settle his pitcher down. Starting pitcher Patrick Colburn, who has really done a good job, I think. Right now, though, he has the bases loaded with 2 out in a 3-3 ball game. So talking about a pressure situation now as the Maroon Devils trying to add to the scoreboard. 1 run already in. There's a shot to the shortstop, steps on the bag, and that's going to end the inning. So a tough break for the Maroon Devils as we get a ground ball up the middle, and that's going to be out number 3, and we leave 3 on base. That's a tough one. 3-3 tie, though, as we go to the top of the 5th inning after this timeout. Top of the 5th inning here in the state 2A playoffs live on the Maroon Devils Network, and the first pitch is going to be in for a strike from Aaron Smiley here. We're tied at 3-3, top of the fifth inning, and leading off now for the Bradford Preparatory School Bears is going to be their top of the lineup, and Pierce Horsley. He rips one foul over toward the batting cages. On the day, Pierce 1 for 2. He got on first time with a base hit, then actually got on the second time with an error. He's their starting right fielder for the Bears. Jacob Harmon coming up after Horsley. Horsley, a very good batter. .364 average, 11 stolen bases, 16 hits on the year, and he has scored 12 runs, one of the leaders on this Bear team, and also a pitcher who has pitched a lot for the Bears this season. Jacob Harmon going to be on deck. Another guy who has pitched and playing first base today. There's another foul ball. But again, Horsley has had a good season as a junior. Again, .364 average. That leads the team in that department. And Jacob Harmon right behind him, hitting .357. Another foul ball. So he hangs in there, taking his cut, staying alive with 2 strikes. Uh-oh, now we're going to have to get some baseballs. I think he just fouled off about 3 or 4. And I think there's one over there near the right field fence. I think one of the Bear players is going to go over there and retrieve that one. Yeah, there's one baseball. And, athletic directors have they have a tough job. They've got to try to spend money wisely, and I tell you, running an athletic department is not a cheap endeavor. Everything is so expensive. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 3. Smiley got him swinging for 1 down. Batting now again, Jacob Harmon with a strikeout and a fly to center field in 2 times. Harmon, a good season, .357 average, a couple of home runs, 11 stolen bases, one of the hit leaders, 13 RBIs, 15 hits on the year for Harmon to go with those 2 home runs. So he's a dangerous guy at the plate, but so far today is 0 for 2. 1 down. 0-1 count on strike 1. There's a big cut. Wow, he went after that one shoulder high for strike 2. If he'd have connected there, that one might have been his second home run of the year. Harmon with a big cut quickly now, 0-2 count. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-2, 1 out, nobody on. As we have mentioned every inning, the winner of this game moves on to go to Hayesville Friday. Pitch inside, going to run 2-2. So again, Hayesville, a number 3 seed, getting a first-round bye in the state 2A playoffs. Oh, there's a call, 3rd strike, and that's going to be 2 down. So Aaron Smiley, 2 quick strikeouts here in the top of the 5th inning. Talking about that bracket a little bit, in the 2A West bracket, the number 1 seed is actually Cherryville High School. We have played Cherryville many times in baseball and softball over the years. They have a great tradition down there, especially in baseball. They're the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed in the West is South Stokes High School. Number 3 seed is Hayesville, as we mentioned. An outstanding team. Hayesville has won 15 straight after starting the season 0-4, and that's that says a lot about how that team has come together. They're 14-0 in conference play. Pop up again, out of play. A lot of foul balls going over toward the concession stand area over there in the area behind the baseball bleachers. 0-2 count, 2 out. Nobody on for the Bears here on the top of the 5th. Aaron Smiley, call 3rd strike, 3 strikeouts, 1-2-3 inning. And the Maroon Devils get it done. Coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th, we're tied at 3-3. Stay with us. Fans, lots of baseball still coming here at Swain County High School. We're tied at 3-3. Heading into the bottom of the fifth inning, as leading off is going to be Corey Stillwell, followed by Noah Schuler and Drew Cody here. Batting in the bottom of the fifth inning, we're tied at 3-3. Maroon Devils last inning left the bases loaded, so we've had some scoring opportunities. Just gotta be able to get these guys across the plate. We did score the tying run for this 3-3 ball game. But again, Bradford Prep is really playing some pretty good baseball. A number 19 seed, our Maroon Devils, a number 14 seed. Foul ball off the bat of Corey, our starting shortstop today. Walked last time. Lights are on now at Swain County High School. As again, the clouds are really moving in from the Hazel Creek area, I always like to call it. One of the finest trout streams in the nation. I've read numerous stories about. There's a ground ball up the middle, and it's going to be right to the second baseman, on over to first in time. Even as fast as Corey Stillwell is, he couldn't beat out that ground ball for out number one. Some of the reports of trout fishing, especially in North Carolina. I don't want to go out west into Colorado and all that that entails, but really the finest trout streams in North Carolina, most of them are right here in the western end of the state. Hazel Creek and Deep Creek, right here in our backyard, are two of the finest. Swing and a miss for a strike. Another couple of them are right in our backyard as well, the Tuckasegee River and the Nantahala River. So those have been written about multiple times, about being, just behind the batter this time, Noah Schuler. It kind of went behind him, so nobody hit. Of course, you get over to Graham County, great trout streams there. Over near Brevard and that area, some great streams. But hey, tonight it's about baseball. We're tied at 3-3. 1-1 count, one out. There's a shot, and that's going to be a base hit between first and second base. Right fielder bobbles it, no harm done, as the ball stays in front of him, and holding down at first base is going to be Noah Schuler. Big base hit. Batting now is going to be Drew Cody. Drew got a base hit last time. Then kind of got jammed up between second and third in a rundown. Following Drew now with only one out is going to be top of the lineup at Coleman Green and Jones Robinson, 1-2 hitters. Got a man on first. And again, I think one of our best athletes this year at Swain County High School is the very versatile Drew Cody. And we've had some really good athletes. Talking about Corey Stillwell. We talked about John Stevenson, Aaron Smiley. So many kids who play multiple sports and do it well. And our hats off to them. Pitch outside, count runs 2-0 with one out. Next year, of course, football will see a new head coach directing the proud tradition of Maroon Devil football that has been. There's another baseball. Bunch of kids over there on the softball field, and that was close. Right in, a bunch of kids over there just having fun playing, but man, oh man, baseballs can hurt. Count runs 2-1 now, one out. Pitch high for a ball. Drew hanging in there now with a 3-1 count with Noah Schuler down at first base. And the question is, which team will be traveling to Hayesville this Friday? The Smoky Mountain Conference Maroon Devils or the Bradford Bears out of the Catawba Shores Conference? There's ball four. Drew Cody is on. So the Maroon Devils getting off to another good start here, getting runners on base. We've got to be able to drive them in, and we're going to have the batters to do that again. Coleman Green, Jones Robinson, 1-2 hitters with only one out. Runners at first and second. Again, Noah Schuler at second base. Drew Cody at first base. And both these guys can run. Noah 4 stolen bases on the year. Drew Cody, one of our team leaders, 7 stolen bases. Both guys can go. Pitch missing for a ball. The Bears trying to keep the Maroon Devils off the scoreboard here. Pitch inside. And I just noticed, Joe Holt, there is a new pitcher now for the Bradford Bears. Jacob Harmon has come over from first base to pitch now. I thought this guy looks a little different. There was no change until between innings. Pitch inside for a ball. But again, Jacob Harmon has come on to pitch now. He has a 7.33 ERA on the season. And he is their only senior. So he is coming in to finish the game for the Bears in the place of starter Patrick Colburn. Pitch in now. I'm afraid, yep, going to call that one a strike, 3-1. I heard some questions from our dugout about that call, Joe. Coleman Green got hit into a fielder's choice last time. Pitch high, that's ball 4. No question about that one. So a walk to load the bases with 1 out, and Jones Robinson got one of our best hits of the day. Had a big double last time up. Jones Robinson has a very strong bat on the season for the Maroon Devils. As Jones hitting .351, leads the team with 13 hits, 8 RBIs. And the Maroon Devils would like to see one here, as now as there's a mound visit from head coach Wes Bolick for the Bears. Realizing the bases are loaded with only 1 out. And where do you go with a baseball? Of course, you get a home plate if you can, but if you can't get the runner at home, got to get an out somewhere in the infield, hopefully, is the scenario. Of course, the Bears, I know they're thinking, wow, we need a couple of strikeouts here to strand the base runners, but Maroon Devils are hoping, hey, we've got some big sticks here with Jones Robinson, Will Holden, and Aaron Smiley. The number 2, 3, and 4 batters. And again, Jones got our best hit of the day last time up with a double. Here we go. 1 out. Pitch in just across the knees for strike 1. We have some good base runners on base, so anything put into play could bring a run across the plate or more. There's a shot. It's going to be just foul on the right field side. That would have been a huge base hit. That probably would have scored 2 because the outfielder playing over there, but that was just foul. 0-2 quickly now, the count on Jones, who has popped to the shortstop, hit into a fielder's choice, and got the big double last time. 0-2 count, 1 out. Facing the new pitcher, Jacob Harmon for the Bears. Pitch in. There's a ground ball to the infield. Shortstop has it. On over to second for 1. Not in time. Over to first base. The ball gets by. And here comes run number 2 coming in. So the Maroon Devils get a couple of big runs on that ground ball to the infield, as the throw from second, even though it got the out, the throw over to first was wide. And now the Maroon Devils have scored 2. 2 big runs on an infield grounder with the bases loaded off the bat of Jones Robinson. So 2 RBIs on that ground ball. Will Holden batting now. Will got a base hit first time. Now batting with 2 out. Here comes a throw down to second on a stolen base attempt, and out at first base. Maroon Devils get one thrown out as Coleman Green tries to go. Very close play, but we go to The top of the 6th inning, and the Maroon Devils now have a 2-run lead at 5-3. Stay with us. More baseball on the way. Fans, here we go in the 6th inning. Maroon Devils with a couple of big runs to take a 2-run lead there in the bottom of the 5th, 5-3 on an infield ground ball and a throwing error to first base by the Bears. That allowed the Maroon Devils now to jump in front 5-3. But, hey, this is a scrappy bunch of Bears. Leading off here in the top of the 6th inning is going to be number 15, Tyler Kimbrough, the starting third baseman. And he got hit by a pitch. And I believe that's the first batter we've had to have that happen today. Kimbrough was the cleanup batter, having a good year, by the way, with 13 RBIs and a home run. Batting now is going to be Patrick Colburn, the starting pitcher, who has moved to the infield with a pitching change as they shuffle the infield around a little bit. Swing and a miss by Colburn, who has struck out and grounded to the pitcher in 2 trips to the plate. Caden Nelms, the starting shortstop, going to be on deck for the Bears. Down by 2, 5-3. Top 6 here in a game scheduled for 7 innings. Off speed, going to be in there for just, that's going to be a call strike, 0-2. Yeah, quick 0-2 off speed pitch from Aaron Smiley. Pitch, swing and a miss for a big strikeout. Aaron has had outside that hit batter, has now struck out 4 in a row. He is really finding his groove, if you will. So batting now, following the Colburn strikeout, is going to be Caden Nelms, who has a base hit and popped up to third base in 2 times. There's a high pop-up, going to be an easy out over at second base as the Maroon Devils pull it down. 2 down now. Coleman Green pulls it in. So a quick 2-out inning, 1 man at first base. Is he going to be left there with 2 out? Batting now is going to be Brody Austin, who has walked and struck out. Brody, again, not the tallest player, got a small strike zone. And that's a challenge for any pitcher. Pitch high for a ball. But Aaron has really really, as I mentioned, been in the groove. He has really found that strike zone, striking out 4 of the last 5 batters. Pitch low in the dirt, 2-0 count. Austin, the number 7 hitter in the Bradford Bears lineup. They're out of Charlotte, North Carolina, wearing blue with white pants. Pitch low for ball 3. On deck is going to be Jace Minerick, their second baseman, who has a base hit today. Bradford has kind of scattered base hits throughout the game, but again, only 3 runs on the board to show for it. And there's going to be a strike. 3-1 the count now with 2 out. Top 6. Maroon Devils bearing down, trying to finish this game and get the win. There's a ground ball foul. That'll run the count full, 3-2 with 2 out. I will say this, the grass here has really come along. The outfield and infield grass at the Maroon Devil baseball field is really looking good. A lot of hard work from Coach Jimmy Menteith and assistant Aaron Smiley and crew. And there's going to be ball 4. So again, the smallest strike zone on either team is on first base now. So runners at first and second. And the number 8 batter on the lineup, Jason Minerick, center fielder for the Bears, has a base hit and a ground ball to the pitcher in 2 times. But again, the tying runs on base now at 5-3. Swain up. Ground ball right back to Aaron on over to first base. A high hopper easy out number 3 as the Bears leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Swain 5, Bradford 3. More baseball coming up. Fans, welcome back. I want to give a shout out to one of my good friends who was over the hump there on the Deep Creek side. Coach Bob Marr checking in on Maroon Devil baseball here on this really nice Tuesday afternoon. Pitch going to be in the dirt as again. The Bears brought in a new pitcher last inning. They didn't change in play. They brought him in between innings, and coming on to pitch is Jacob Harmon, big strong right-hander. Harmon, again, the only senior on this Bradford team. 1 senior, 6 freshmen. So they're young. Pitch in, got a strike in at the plate for the Maroon Devils. Will Holden walked last time. Will with a base hit on the day, 1 for 3. Aaron Smiley going to be on deck. Had a big RBI. As a matter of fact, he's had 2 of our 5 RBIs on the day. Ooh, just missing. Holden almost got hit there, but gets out of the way for a 2-1 count with no out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Swain up 5-3. Wouldn't hurt to get a couple of insurance runs here on the bottom of the 6th. Other than that, all we have to do is get out Bradford in the top of the 7th inning to move on to face Hayesville on the road on Friday. An old friend for many years, Joe Jack Sillers. I always call him Joe Jack over at head coach at Hayesville, and they had really solid baseball for many years. Matter of fact, now his son is one of their best players, if not their best player for the Yellow Jackets, and I have a feeling he's going to be playing somewhere at the next level. Is one of those kids with a good bat and a good arm. He has an ERA of under 1. So it's going to be a challenge. Whoever wins tonight is going to be a challenge on Friday. As well, they're still throwing some warm-up pitches here. Not sure what that was about, because Will Holden had a 3-1 count. That's really strange. Wow. Did that? Yeah, I think that got him in the helmet. Now, wait a minute. The umpire is saying it might have hit his bat. And even if he was diving out of the way, that's going to be a foul ball. We've seen that controversial play before. Even though, no, they're going to say he's hit. Hit his helmet. Did not hit the bat. And the first base umpire agrees. So now on first base, boy, I tell you what, he tried his best to get out of the way, but that pitch was probably mid to upper 80s. It was coming. Man. Now the Bears are discussing things out on the field. Their pitching coach coming out, one of their assistants, Alan Shorts. Also, Kenny Crump is an assistant under Coach Wes Bolick. And they're going to change pitchers. There's going to be a pitching change for the Bears. It looks like they're going to bring in Tyler Kimbrough, the third baseman. Yeah, number 15 is coming on to pitch. So there is a pitching change. I'm kind of wondering maybe with those other pitches we saw if maybe Jacob Harmon might have injured himself, because he's going to be replaced on the mound, and because that last pitch got away from him after he tossed those pitches with nobody in the batter's box, which is unusual with a batter already with a 3-1 count. So and again, speculation, Jacob Harmon might have been injured and is going to have to be replaced here by Tyler Kimbrough. On the year, Kimbrough, a pretty good pitcher, 5.73 ERA for the Bears, one of their best hitters as well, a junior. These kids from out of the Charlotte area, a very diverse preparatory school in the Charlotte area, now playing in the 2A class. They're part of a 4A, 3A, 2A conference, the Catawba Shores Conference, and they have two of the best teams in the 4A division in that conference. Lincoln Charter is the number one team in that conference. They're 4A. Lake Norman Charter, another 4A school, second best team in the league. And another 2A school, Corvian, is 10-4, and they're in our West bracket in the baseball playoffs. And those other two schools, Lincoln Charter and Lake Norman, are both in the 4A baseball playoffs. So some pretty good baseball down there. But Bradford, of course, in that tough conference, struggling this year. 2-12 in conference play, 5-12 overall. Coming into this game, a team average at the plate of 227, ERA of 10.08. And now we're going to have Aaron Smiley at the plate. And talking to Coach Wes Bolick before the game, he was looking out there at the Maroon Devils warming up. He said, "Is that Aaron Smiley, number 20? I said, "Yep, that's him, Coach." Ball gets by, As we now move on down to second base, good hustling down there is Will Holden. So obviously, Bradford Preparatory aware of the talent of Aaron Smiley with the bat, and he's come on to pitch real well as a Maroon Devil reliever in the place of Will Holden. So Aaron Smiley, a good athlete, good offensive, defensive lineman too in football. Pitch low. Nobody out here for the Maroon Devils with a man on second in this bottom of the sixth inning with a 5-3 lead. And lots of clouds. I don't think we're going to have any rain before the game is finished, but man, do we ever need the rain. Pitch in the dirt, but good backstop back there by the Bears catcher. Noah Shorts behind the plate to hold Will Holden down at second base, because Will can take off and go. 3-0 the count now to Aaron. They respect his bat. There's a ground ball, and it's going to be just foul. Man alive. It hit in foul territory, but just outside the bag at third base. 3-1. We've seen a couple of those today. But again, if the Maroon Devils hang on to win, they're going to be at Hayesville Friday. Our Lady Devil softball team will be hosting Friday in the second round of the State 2A softball playoffs. Ball 4. Aaron Smiley on with a walk. And he's had a good day at the plate with a couple of hits. 2 RBIs, his second walk of the day, and that's going to bring up Big Landon Cochran, our DH, who also has been on with a walk today. But now our ladies with the first round bye, they're awaiting the winner of the Mountain Island Charter versus Elkin softball game. I'm guessing it's already over. Elkin not having a good year, so I'm, again, just speculating it may be Mountain Island Charter coming in here on Friday. And again, there's always that very controversial element of charter schools playing against public schools in the state playoffs. And man, that is a controversial topic in North Carolina that I'm not sure is going to go away. There's another pass ball, and our base runners move up now. Will is going to be at third, and it's going to be Aaron Smiley down at second with Landon Cochran at the plate. And I will say this as well regarding that controversy. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association is going to be having a new director after this fall. Q Tucker is going to be retiring, so there will be a new director. Will that make any change in the charter versus public school controversy? There's a shot up the middle. It's going to be bringing in a run. Center fielder, great play on the one hop, brings it back into the infield, but the Maroon Devils bring a run and a big RBI off the bat of Landon Cochran. Big RBI for a 6-3 lead now with nobody out and runners at the corners. Coming up is going to be Trent Jones. Trent on the day is grounded into a fielder's choice, fly to center field and grounded into a forced play. But again, a good bat at the plate. The Maroon Devils first baseman. Nobody out. Pitch in. First pitch in for a strike. 0-1 the count, but again, no out here on the bottom of the sixth. So coming in relief, Tyler Kimbrough trying to find the strike zone here. There's a high hopper. Oh, what a play at second base. He gets it over the shortstop. They got the lead runner coming in to second on a forced play, but good running, good hustling down the first baseline to get down there safely at first and avoid that double play. So Aaron Smiley scores now. Maroon Devils on the board again, and that should be a 7-3 lead. And now stepping in is going to be Corey Stillwell. So again, good hustle over there by Trent Jones. Pitch in for a strike. Corey Stillwell a guy who can play a lot of positions, has struck out, walked, and grounded to second base in 3 times. He's our starting shortstop today. There's that extra run on the scoreboard. 7-3 Maroon Devils. Pitch high, missing. On deck behind Corey is going to be Noah Schuler. We have only 1 out, a 1-1 count. Got a timeout call now as Corey steps out of the box. And again, Corey, so good to see him back playing after he had surgery on his leg. He was injured back in the end of football season. He and Drew Cody both have battled through injuries. And, man, again, all our respect and hats off to them for fighting through and coming back to play. And they've been important pieces of this Maroon Devil baseball team and basketball as well. Drew had a really good basketball season. Ended the football season injured. He and Zeke Glaspie and a number of Maroon Devils, just a lot of injuries late in the year. Ground ball down to third base. He knocks it down but can't make a play. So getting in front of the shot, that's Jacob Harmon, who was the pitcher just a couple of batters ago, but now is at third base. He knocked it down. It was a chopper that came right up in his chest, knocked it down, couldn't get to it in time for a throw. And now the Maroon Devils again, runners at first and second. And it's going to be Noah Schuler batting. So Corey Stillwell, who can really go over at first base, good runner. 7-3 Maroon Devils. Noah got a base hit last time. Only 1 out. Pitch low for a ball. Good lead for both Maroon Devil base runners here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch high. Easing on back to second, Trent Jones. And again, over at first, Corey Stillwell. Noah Schuler. Batting now, Drew Cody is going to be on deck. A lot of good base runners here with pretty good bats in their hand. There's his shot. That's going to be at center fielder. Oh, that was a line drive. Well hit back to second. That's going to be a double-up play. No, now he says safe. Now the umpire says safe. Apparently the second baseman, who made a big stretch, just had his foot off the bag. The throw was in time, and it looked like it was going to be an out. And but apparently the second baseman, because the second base umpire was right on top of the play, apparently the second baseman over there, Brody Austin, just had his foot off the bag. So Maroon Devils, boy, that was a well-hit ball, though, by Noah Schuler. That was a yeah, their center fielder's a really good player out there defensively. Has a good arm and covers a lot of ground. There's a ground ball. It's going to be up the middle. That's going to be in for a clean base hit. Holding at third. Wisely again, another good throw coming in from that center fielder into home plate. Holding at third is going to be Trent Jones. On the base hit. And that was Drew Cody, his second hit of the day. Just ripped it right up the middle. And now the top of the lineup, and Coleman Green. Coleman walked last time, has a base hit on the day. And now he can really give the Maroon Devils a little bit of breathing room. 7-3 Swain. Bases loaded, 2 out, bottom 6. The winner goes to Hayesville this Friday. The Yellow Jackets, Smoky Mountain Conference regular season champs. 14-0 in conference play. And again, what a story. Talking about, I think it says a lot about the coaching, a lot about the just the senior leadership on that team. Pitch in missing. As we mentioned, Hayesville started the season 0-4. They have now won 15 games in a row. They are 15-4. 14-0 in conference play for the regular season. Pitch in for a strike now. 3-1 with 2 out. Coleman Green took that one on a 3-0 count, but he's got the bases loaded now. And the Maroon Devils Pitch inside. That's going to be ball 4. That's going to walk in a run. That is going to walk in a run on the second consecutive walk for Coleman Green. And that's going to be an 8-3 Maroon Devil lead. And now the pitching coach is coming back out. And it has been a struggle here. I tell you, the starting pitcher really pitched a good game for the most part when he was in there talking about Patrick Colburn. Colburn, a young sophomore. But you do get tired. But the guys coming on to replace him have struggled somewhat. But no change. Staying in is going to be Tyler Kimbrough, who started at third. Now he's switched, and over at third base is Jacob Harmon, who was pitching just a few batters ago in relief of starter Patrick Colburn. All right, 2 out. Bases still loaded, 8-3. Devils up by 5. Batting now, Jones Robinson. He's had a big 2 RBI play last time at bat. He hit a ground ball to the infield. They got the lead runner at second, but the throw to first went awry. Runner scored from third. Then another runner scored. There's a hard shot to third base. That's going to score another run. That's just a base hit. The third baseman over here can't really fault him with an error. Harmon barely got a glove on it. That was a shot down the third baseline. That's going to drive in run number 9 for the Maroon Devils here. That was just a tough play at third base, right on the line. And Jacob Harmon, I think, fortunate just to get a glove on it to hold it to a single over there by Jones Robinson. Big base hit, though, and an RBI. Batting now is going to be Will Holden, who has walked twice today and got a base hit. Will started today at pitcher, then moved over to third base as Aaron Smiley came on in relief. Oh, pitch high. Quick 2-0 count now with 2 out. And the bases are still loaded with a 9-3 Maroon Devil lead. So the Maroon Devils pitch in for a strike. At one point, it was 3-2 Bradford, as the Maroon Devils have now scored 7 unearned runs. There's a foul ball behind the plate. So Bradford, a long drive back to Charlotte after today's game, and talking with Wes Bolick, their head coach. Really a nice fella. Pitch, that's going to be a call strike, and that's going to be out number 3 as we leave the bases loaded on base for the second time today. But again, a big inning. Maroon Devils go up 9-3, 3 outs away from a first-round playoff win. We'll be back after this. Fans, here we go, top of the 7th inning, and the Bradford Bears from Charlotte, North Carolina, trying to stay alive in this first-round playoff game, as they're going to have the bottom of the lineup, Caleb Grube, number 9 hitter, followed by number 1 and 2 batters here in the top of the 7th inning, as the Maroon Devils are 3 outs away from a 9-3 victory here in round number 1. Another attempted bunt. That's going to be in for a strike. Quick 0-2 count. Aaron Smiley has really come on and pitched well, even though again, Will Holden had a pretty good start for the Maroon Devils in a 3-2 tight early. There's a high pop-up. Is it going to be in play? It is going to be caught over there. Good play over there by first baseman Trent Jones right in front of the Bears dugout. And good job over there defensively. We have seen some good defensive play. Maybe more so on the Bradford Bears side. Their center fielder is top-notch with some great plays out there. I think some of our best defense today has been the pitching of Aaron Smiley, who has been doing a great job coming on in relief here. And because they have not been on the board since. Their 3 runs have ended right there. Pitch in for a swing and a miss for a strike. 1 down, 1 strike. Top 7 clouds continue to roll in from Hazel Creek. And again, a lot of folks like to fish over on Hazel Creek. Outstanding trout stream. And if you want to walk some on up the creek, I think it gets even better. A lot of native stuff in there. See, Jim. Swing and a miss. And that's going to be, wow, is that out number 2? Yes, it is. Quick out number 2. Big swing and a miss there from the leadoff hitter, Pierce Horsley. Just saying goodbye to a good friend, Jim Douthit. A good friend for many, many years, a big Maroon Devil fan. He's going to another ball game. So I tell you, we appreciate our fans, whether they're watching and listening or sitting right here beside the right field fence. Pitch in for a ball. 2 out now. The Maroon Devils 1 out away. And a bunch of fans, they sit up there on the parking lot near the high school outside left field up on the hill. That's where the baseball fans hang out. Now the softball fans hang out on the left field fence side over up on the road for softball. So it's really kind of an unusual situation here. A lot of folks will not come down and sit in the stands behind softball or baseball. I guess I understand it. I don't know, but hey, as long as the fans come out, hey, I kind of look at it this way. If our fans come out and support these teams, hey, they can sit wherever they like. Of course, now in the playoffs, you got to pay the playoff ticket price, which is a mandatory state amount. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's a little more than the regular season ticket price. 2 out now, 3-0 count. Getting back in the batter's box is going to be Jacob Harmon, who has had a busy day today. He started at first base, came on to pitch in relief, and last inning played at third base. Harmon, pretty good hitter. 357 average, 2 home runs on the year for the Bears. Pitch in, missing. That's going to be a 3-1 count. A strike, 3-1. That was a call strike. 2 out. Ooh, there's just inside, missing for ball 4. So the Bears clinging to a slim hope with a runner on first and 2 out, down by 6. And boy, Joe Holt and I can feel the breeze is picking up a little bit and the temperature is going down. So if the rain moves in tonight, we hope it does. I tell you, people have planted gardens and right now with a lot of seeds and plants in the ground, they need rain. And these baseball and softball fields need rain as well. I mean, they can put water on them, but here's a pitch in for a strike. No, check. Another ball. 2-0 the count. 2 out. But, yep, a lot of fields across the mountains need rain. And I tell you, our streams need the rain as well. Pitch high for a ball. 3-0. We're talking about trout fishing and fishing. a lot of streams in the area are not at the level they should be, or I'm just guessing most fishermen would prefer a low-level stream, but again, anyway. Pitch in, there's a strike, 3-1 the count, 2 out. 2 strikes away from wrapping this one up here at Swain County High School. Moving on to play at Hayesville Friday. There's a foul ball. And there's a chance of rain, we think, Wednesday and Thursday, but looks like Friday is good baseball and softball weather. Maroon Devils with a win here would play at Hayesville. Our Lady Devils will host probably Mountain Island Charter here Friday. We've been told game time is at 6 p.m. That's right now tentative. We'll see. High pop-up, and this is going to be way over, foul ball. So a 3-2 count, 2 out, 1 strike away. If our Lady Devils were to win, and I know Coach Toby Brill is going to yell at me for saying this, but you got to take them one at a time, and he's exactly right. If we win this Friday in softball, we would probably host Murphy next Tuesday right here. Off-speed pitch, strike 3, game over. And the Maroon Devils come up with a big win, 9-3 the final score. And the Maroon Devils, again, with the win, will move on to play the Hayesville Yellow Jackets, as we've been talking about throughout tonight's game. Hayesville, number 3 seed here on the Western bracket. The winners of the Smoky Mountain Conference got a first-round bye today. So they're going to be looking for the Maroon Devils, and that's going to be the 3rd game between these 2 teams coming up on Friday at Hayesville. We hope a lot of Maroon Devil fans will make the journey over, and we'll see if our Maroon Devils can come up with a big win over the Yellow Jackets and end their season in the 2nd round of the state 2A playoffs. Thanks for watching and listening. Gary Ayers along with Joe Holt. We'll be back this Friday. Going to have Lady Devils softball on in their 2nd round with a first-round bye, and we think a good chance to win in that playoff game as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your support. We'll see you next time here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program, as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this Maroon machine running. Thank you.